AFL Today's Round 19 preview is here. What do we cover, lads?
I can see Richmond getting another dynasty in the next few years. I'm all aboard the Tiger train.
Ooh, I don't know about you boys. We're filming this pretty close to the MCG, and I'm feeling a little bit of a purple haze coming into the studio. Our flag man here.
Oh, that is a big one. Check out AFL Today right now. Round 19 is done and dusted, and welcome back to the AFL Today Show, brought to you by Stockhead. I'm your host, Liam McAllion, also known as the Stats Guy. I'm joined by the two knuckleheads on the couch, Leo Mullaly, Marcus Bazzano. Marcus Bazzano rocking a fresh bowl cut. Nah, it's actually looking pretty fresh. How you going, mate? How we going, boys?
It's two prancing ponies over here, not two knuckleheads.
Oh, is that why the chest is out?
Two prancing ponies over here.
Very nice.
We're a Pat Voss fan club.
Patrick Voss fan club. I don't mind that. We're going to talk a lot of things Patrick Voss. Make sure you subscribe to AFL Today on YouTube. Follow us on X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for more footy content all season long. Remember, on Facebook, it is Aussie Rules Today. Make sure you leave a comment. We've been loving, hating all types of comments on YouTube and socials lately, Leo.
That is right, Clayton.
Yeah,
Clayton. Right.
Yeah, I love a chicken burger and some chippies. I always. All right, let's just get straight into it. Round 19 results. Thursday night at Marvel Stadium. Yes, it was Essendon versus GWS. Essendon, 7 goals, 14-56. GWS, 16 goals, 8, 104. Leo, the Tom Green show was in full effect.
Yeah, this wasn't Essendon versus GWS. This was the Tom Green show playing at your local cinema. 30 disposals, a goal, 4 goal assists, 16 clearances. Essendon had no answer for him. What I love about Tom Green is how clean he is in and under. I think he's one of the best players in the competition when there's a bit of pressure on him, a bit of congestion, and his ball handling is second to none. I love that from him. And the second quarter from the Giants, that really set up the game here. I think they kicked 5-6 goals in it. And it was Jakey Stringer, Marcus, the ex-Don. He delivered a nice little parcel to his old club. He got 3 goals, 18 disposals, and he also had 2 goal assists. So a little selfish Jakey Stringer. I never thought I'd say that. He's put together a strong block of games, hasn't he, Stats Guy?
Absolutely. Across his last 6 games, he's got 15 goals. A few of those games, he was the sub. He's come off 4 goals last week, 3 goals this week. That is all you need from Jake Stringer. They've recruited him just for a couple extra goals, and he's doing even more than that. If you get 1 or 2 goals from him, you're like, oh, that's all right. He's doing his job. He's got 15 goals in the last 6 games, so fair play to him, because a lot of people thought, I don't know if he's going to be right for the GWS Giants, but he is.
He is at the moment, and we're speaking of goals, and they came pretty hard for the Bombers. Your boys had some trouble kicking through the big sticks, didn't they, mate?
Oh, yeah. I think, over 5 quarters, it was 1 goal, 21.
1 goal, 21.
1 goal, 21 over 5 quarters.
God.
The back end of the Essendon Richmond and the start of this one, it was hard to watch. I was getting a little bit frustrated. I'm not going to lie, in front of the TV. A few things.
Did you break the TV?
No, not quite. But a few things were chucked around.
Ooh.
And little tantrum Marcus was out. But
we need that on the social.
I thought generally. Considering the circumstances, we didn't play too bad. We actually won the inside 50 count for the game, which is
really
surprising. Yeah.
Plenty of opportunity getting it inside 50, but
just that final end product.
Can't score.
They started 0-8, I believe, or 0-9. So not ideal for the Bombers. Not ideal.
If I have to give one positive for the Bombers, it's your doppelganger, Marcus.
Yes.
Liam McMahon. He may have Stats Guys
You mean me?
initials.
I went on debut.
He went and debuted. He got 2 goals. Well done, mate. It's a positive for not only the Bombers, but for our show.
It was. Now bring the attention to us
Marcus.
and repost it. Yeah, give all the love to me and not let credit. Credit to Liam McMahon. He was great.
Can we get some TikTok edits of it?
Ooh.
Don't know. Maybe
Bit of thirst traps.
That's Marcus.
Liam McMahon thirst trap.
No, well, we did say you were going to make your debut in the midweek show, and I didn't see you out there. Did you not take the sub vest off, Marcus?
No, I forgot my socks.
We got the socks, so you couldn't play.
Yeah.
You were just on the bench, probably scrolling on Snapchat.
Doom scrolling
For sure. But the GWS Giants, they got the job done in the end by a fair bit, but the Bombers, they weren't horrible, and they have a very young and injured side, obviously. So not horrible in the end. Friday night at the Gabba is the next game. This was an awesome game. Brisbane taking on the Western Bulldogs. Brisbane, 12 goals, 14, 86. Western Bulldogs, 12 goals, 4, 76. Marcus.
Yeah, well, we did say in the midweek show that this was an 8-pointer for the Lions, as much as the previous week's form didn't suggest so. But just considering their end to the season, it was important that they held on, because the Doggies, they were kicking accurately and they came late in that last quarter. But it could have been even more convincing for the Lions, and they could have put that game to bed at 3/4 time if they just put away their chances in that third quarter. They were all over the Doggies. 24 inside 50s in that quarter alone. They kicked 3 goals, 7 from it, boys. Not great. And possibly when it comes to finals time, that's when it could possibly cost you.
Absolutely.
Taking into their account to the toughest end to the season of any side in the competition, can they still hold on to their top 4 spot? They're currently 6 points clear of your beloved Hawks in 5th, but the percentage is pretty similar or worse to those, teams
Around them,
fighting
yeah.
like Geelong and Hawthorn.
Yep.
Can they hold on to a top 4 spot?
I think it's lucky they have the draw, to be honest, against North. So percentage really goes out the window for them. I think they can, even though they have the toughest draw. But they're not ruthless. They're not the ruthless Lions that they kind of were at the back half of last season. You mentioned that third quarter. I want to see a bit more just domination from them. We saw it against Hawthorn. We saw it against Geelong.
Yeah.
That's 2 games out of a 20-game season.
I know. I think they did dominate the game. So, like, if you're a Lions fan, I'm going away going, we could have absolutely smashed them in this one. They had 10 more scoring shots.
And they nearly lost it.
And they nearly lost, which is wild. But I'm still okay, and I think top 4's they're still a lock for top 4 in my opinion because they're so good, and they're not going to have these kicking games every week. I think next week they'll settle, and they're going to have a lot of shots on goal at training, hopefully.
Sure.
You'd hope so.
One of the most pleasing things probably for the Lions about that is that it's the young boys stepping up and being the match winners. It was the Ashcroft brothers, absolutely unreal. Will in particular, but Levi in his first year was great as well. They combined for 5 goals and 44 disposals.
Crazy.
Boys, I've got a fun question to ask you guys.
I love fun questions.
You love fun questions? Well, here's a fun one for you. Ashcroft brothers or Dacos brothers?
Oh.
Which duo will have the better career?
That is such a tough... It's not a fun question. That's a tough question.
And let us know in the comments as well.
Yeah,
let us know in the
thoughts.
comments.
I still want to go the Dakai. I just think the Ashcroft... Ashcrofts are going to be superstars. Let's just put that out there on the table. But... we see what Nick does on a weekly basis, and Josh, because of Nick, is like one of the most underrated players going around.
Yeah.
I just think they get more of the ball. They use it as well as the Ashcrofts. Can hit the scoreboard as much as the Ashcrofts. I think I'm leaning the Pies boys.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the Dakai as well. I think they're just a little bit silkier by foot. Obviously, they've got the runs on the board a bit more, so maybe in a few years we might change our mind. But at the moment, you've got to go the Dacos.
Yep.
Yeah, to think that a couple of these already have they're premiership winners.
Yep.
Norm Smith medalist, possibly a Brownlow medalist come the end of the year.
And a rising
already.
star.
And a rising star.
Yeah, Levi might have a rising star, yeah.
And one of the best quarters in AFL history in Josh Dacos. But,
we put that in accolades on Wikipedia, are we? Best quarter in AFL history.
Absolutely. There's good signs to come in the future over the next decade. There'll be a fun battle when those two come up against each other numerous times. But I want to give a shout out to Ryan Lester.
Who? Nah, I like Ryan Lester. I like him.
Al knowledge.
Yeah, his first post-match interview ever. It was sweet. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. But he finished at 11 disposals. 10 of those were intercepts, and he also had 10 1-percenters.
Oh, the old triple-double for defenders.
Triple-double.
Basketball knowledge over there. Yeah, I don't mind the triple-double. That is the weirdest triple-double you ever see in any sport. 10 intercepts and 10 1-percenters, but he was great. He was really
And
good.
again, it's another one in that defense that's stepping up when they've had those big injuries with the likes of, Payne and Ainsworth over the season.
Yep.
Now, Leo, you did talk about the Dogs' defense, and you were a little bit worried heading into it against the better sides. Do they get a pass mark from you here?
They lost, but they do get a pass mark. Liam Jones brought some physicality that the edge of the defense has been lacking. So Jones brought that. Luke Cleary down back looked really solid. I think he has to stay in for the rest of the season. I still need to see a little bit more. When the ball hit the ground, we saw the Ashcross, we saw Charlie Cameron, Rayner. These guys were just too dangerous. So I think I need to see a little bit more at ground level. But I was impressed with the tall system sort of setup that Bevo brought.
And in previous weeks, they struggled against tall forwards, and they only conceded the one goal against tall forwards. That was Logan Morris.
Yep.
But now they're 1-8 against sides in the top 8. You'd think now that are they the favourites out of all the clubs in the top 9? They're going to be the ones to unfortunately miss out.
So you say that, but they have a percentage of 127. So they're only a game out of 8th and they're 2 games out of top 4. You look at the draw that Hawthorn have coming up. Gold Coast have a couple of tough games.
yeah.
I think favourite, yes, but not a certainty.
I think they still could make it, but out of every team in that top 9, you would probably want to play the Dogs right now because every other team in there has beaten a really good team and the Dogs haven't. The Dogs have only beaten GWS and that was when GWS weren't playing very well. So
what he's trying to say, the Bombers have got a chance on next Friday night?
Absolutely not because they are clearly nowhere near the top 9. But I'm saying if the Dogs do make it, first round exit. See you later.
There you go.
Calling it there.
Yep, there you go. All right, that's the game for this one. Brisbane get the job done by 10 points. Should have been a bit straighter and won by a lot more, but they win and they're going to be in the top 4 for sure, I reckon. Saturday at UTAS Stadium is the next one. Hawthorn versus Port Adelaide. Hawthorn, 13 goals, 9, 87. Beat Port Adelaide, 7 goals, 7, 49. Now, lads, we've got to talk about the horrible conditions in Tassie here. Some of the worst conditions you will ever see. Raining sideways. It was so windy. It really helps the roof argument down there for a new team. What do we think about that? What do we think about a roof in Tassie? Surely.
Yeah, they absolutely have to. You see, the Hawks, they've played 4 games at UTAS this season. They all, 3 of the 4 were impacted very heavily by weather.
Absolutely.
You talk about Adelaide Hawthorn was 40-40. You had Adelaide against GWS.
Adelaide against GWS.
Hawks against GWS.
Yes, there we go.
Which
there
was
we
blowing
go.
an absolute gale. And then now Hawks Port, which was absolutely bucketing down. And viewership-wise, like, do you want to watch that sort of football in the best elite players of the competition? Do you want to watch that football being played?
See, I agree with you. But if I'm a Tassie fan, I would not want a roof. Because
Really?
if you want your team to win, you're getting opposition teams into that slugfest, into your conditions, your backyard. Your record at home will be as good as Gold Coast. So why not just
That's
go
a
without
big-
it?
that's a big
Do you want to
call.
win or do you want comfort?
Also,
Footy isn't comfortable.
Half the people going to the footy are not going to agree with you on that one. Going, oh yeah, let's just sit in the rain for like
I would
2.5
sit in the
hours.
rain if it meant we won 10 out of 12 home games.
Ooh, are they gonna? But they're not going to do that for the
No,
first few
they're not,
years.
but-
you think in the future they could make
You know
a
what
fortress?
I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I agree with you boys. but
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that thought. I love the rivalry between these sides. We've been talking it up the last couple of seasons. Guinea, he brought back the plane celebration. Leo, give me your best plane. You like doing that celebration? Oh, there we go. There we go.
What's your hand wet?
Yeah, I was with you. He did it really subtle, didn't he?
He did a little, just a little one.
Ken was loving it though.
Ken was loving it. Ken is just vibing at the moment. Ken Inkley, obviously. Is he really coaching, lad? So he had a bit of a giggle to the Guinea thing. He said, oh, fair enough. We beat him in the finals, so that's all good. But he just is vibing. I don't even know if he's actually coaching at the moment. Thoughts?
Maybe he's met his Barbie off the field. He's just
Oh.
feeling a little bit more luxurious.
You know what I reckon my theory is? He's AI.
He's a drone.
He's been employed by the government as like a test case for human AI. And he's just said, Josh Carr, you're doing the job and I'm going to act like the coach.
Oh.
And yeah, we've got a little chat GPT sitch
There
going
we
on.
go.
Yeah.
I always said he looked like Gru. He's got the Gru vibe about him, so maybe
What's that
he's
got to do with AI?
I don't know. He just looks like he doesn't look like a human. Gru's not a human either. he's a cartoon.
I know.
That's what I was trying to say.
Fair.
There we go. But yeah, he hasn't really cared. He's been putting lollies in his mouth. He laughed off Guinea's thing. So good on him, just vibing. Because I don't even think if he cares that they win or lose at the moment. He's just absolutely vibing. Now, Leo, the Hawks' strong tactics in this one, in the conditions, was really impressive. I thought they attacked at the right times. The quarters where they were against the wind, they were really structured in defence, and they only allowed Port 4 goals after quarter time. How did you see this one as a Hawks fan?
The defence really stood up after a shaky start. Sicily responded after his indiscretion at the start of the game. Hardwick was superb as well down back. He really goes unheralded, Blake Hardwick. And Impey did it at both ends. 3 goals in the last. He was loving it. Was Jarzy. And also a very important game for Dylan Moore. He gets 32 disposals, 9 tackles, 2 goals, but he's been out of form this season. So I love the way he willed himself at every contest. He wanted to get involved. And for mine, the last 5 weeks, Moore and Sicily need a big, big block of games here to really... We want to play finals. If you want to have an impact in finals, it's the 2 leaders.
Yeah, you got to have it. And going into finals, get a bit more confidence through your leaders. And lads, I can't believe I'm talking about Jordan Sweet in this one, but genuine legacy game. Can you have a legacy game when you still lose?
Mate, 100%.
We're counting it. All right, he had 22 disposals, 42 hitouts, 10 clearances, 1 goal, 200 Supercoach points if you don't mind. And he did it against Lord Meek, who's no easy ruckman to come up against.
The double ton. You raise the bat.
Raise the bat,
Raise the
son.
bat.
That was awesome. So he was really good in the ruck and just was so good in the wet conditions. So there we go. And then my last point in this one, McGuinness. We talked up on the Wednesday show, possibly the Hawks tagging Butters.
They had to.
They had to. They brought in McGuinness tagging Butters. Worked a treat. He only had 18 disposals. There was no Rosé, so everyone's like, oh, pencil down 30 plus for Butters, but only had 18 disposals. No disposals in the last quarter as well. So get around McGuinness.
It only cost him a lacerated kidney.
Oh, bang.
Yeah.
There we
Well, it
go.
did.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. There we go.
Will you sacrifice
Oh, it did. I didn't know that.
There we go.
Will you sacrifice your kidney for the greater good of the Hawthorn Football Club?
Yeah, 100%, mate.
I
They
think
can have my body for all it's worth.
Oh, geez.
Not one part though. So
Yeah.
impressive.
Anyway, that's enough of that game. Saturday at the SCG is the next one. Sydney taking on North Melbourne. Sydney, 12 goals, 12, 84. North Melbourne, 7 goals, 11, 53. Leo, interesting one.
Was an interesting one. I talked about Thursday night being the Tom Green show, while Saturday from 4:15 to about 7 p.m. was the Isaac Heeney
Oh, it
show.
was, wasn't it?
Heeney is him. It is confirmed. 5 goals, 34 disposals, 13 clearances, all at 85% efficiency. There is not one fault in his game. He really was the difference in a 5-goal margin. And you got a pretty cool stat on him, don't you?
Absolutely. He was the first player ever to have 5+ goals and 11+ clearances in an AFL VFL game. So good on Isaac Heeney. He was doing everything, doing bits.
That's actually a really insane stat. I thought that would have happened, but
No, it's because if you're kicking 5 goals in a game, you're not getting 11 clearances.
True.
Yeah,
like
he's
when you
unbelievable.
actually think about it, like it's a pretty crazy stat. And it also helps having this bloke tapping it down to you. Brodie Grundy. Brodie Grundy was acting like a butler service. He was like, here you go, Heeney, where do you want it? Just in front, sir. There you go, sir. Kick a snap for me. And he did. Brodie Grundy was insane. 22 disposals, 62 hitouts, 11 clearances himself.
It was against some local rucks, though. Local
Still
footy
got to
bucks.
do it, mate. Still
That's
got to
true.
do
He
it.
had more hitouts than North Melbourne scored points.
That's pretty impressive.
That is actually pretty good.
That's actually
and it boils me. It's
it
very
makes his
good.
blood boil.
Yep.
But he's the All-Australian ruckman for mine now. And we talked about that in the previous show. We all agree that he's got it. I also want to give plaudits to Callum Mills. Was in some doubt to play this one, but he's playing some great football down back. 28 disposals, 10 marks in a strong performance. Now, on Sydney, I'm just going to give you some quick fire questions. Yes or no? Finals this year, boys? Finals?
No.
Oh, no, the injuries just have cost him.
Yes
out.
or no? Thank you. Okay. Now
Wait, did he say they might?
No. I was going to say they could finish 9th ahead of
They could, yes.
possibly one of the sides that misses out. You never know.
I don't think so. And yes or no? Maybe give a little bit of reasoning here. Finals next year.
I'm gonna say yeah. They had so many injuries for the first half of the season. If they can get Grundy playing like this, because they're losing games at the start of the season when he was playing pretty crap. If he can play like this next season, they get all their players back. Their youth's still pretty good. Sheldrick's taking their next step. Then yeah, they'll play finals.
Yep, I agree. I think they're just missing one key goal kicker who will lift them to a premiership.
Interesting. And look for North. Now,
Oh, no.
late in the third, early in the last, I thought they really had a chance
I know.
to challenge the Swans and really take it up to them and cause an upset. But they just simply didn't. They don't have the winning urge or mentality to just take that next step. And Stats man, you're a resident North fan, a resident sufferer over there in the
Unfortunately,
corner.
yes.
I do feel for you, not really. What do you need to see? What do you need to see in the last 5 weeks for North Melbourne for you to go to North Melbourne? I'm happy with this year. I'm satisfied with this season because right now for me, it's on a knife's edge in terms of your competitiveness levels.
Can I just say that maybe I won't be happy no matter what happens in the next 5 weeks? Is that allowed?
Well, that's a little sad.
Unless
You
we
good,
win
bro?
unless
You
we
good?
win 3 games, so I reckon we could possibly beat Saints, but they've been in solid form.
Yeah, they've lost the last 6.
No, but
they've been in good
lost
form.
to some good teams, being close. They were sold against Geelong, which I'll touch on later. Then we should beat Richmond, but that's another argument that we're going to have later as well between Richmond and North Melbourne. But look, I think at least 2 wins to finish off in those 5 games, possibly, and then a few of the other young guys coming through. I'm really happy with Foss if he keeps going up, and he keeps going up every week. But yeah, there's not enough from the more experienced guys, and it's going to be a tough 5 weeks in the season because I don't think I'm going to be happy either way. Saturday night at the MCG, let's do it. Carlton versus Melbourne. Carlton 12 goals, 678. Melbourne 10 goals, 1070. Pretty close one, pretty scrappy game at the G, Marcus.
It was, and the margin didn't really creep out for either side. Carlton led for the majority of the game, but they never kicked beyond 4 goals.
Yep.
So, like you said, it was a bit of an arm wrestle, but it was actually symbolic that the players that we've questioned in previous weeks for Carlton were the ones to stand up and be the match winners. And one person in particular was Charlie Curnow. Kicked 0 goals, 9 in the previous 4 weeks. He finished the game with 3 goals, and most importantly, the one that sealed the game from 50, big bomb from 50, which blew the margin out to 8 points.
I think he's back.
He's back, what, 1 goal? Or
The
3
Blues are
goals?
back.
The Blues are back. I don't know about that one.
But talking about the Blues are back, we also called on Paddy Cripps, segue, to lead his side, and credit to him. I think he's had a really good couple of weeks. He had about 29 disposals, I believe, on the weekend, and a handful of clearances as well. So he was fantastic. And another one who was great, although the matchup did suit him a little bit, was Jacob Wiedering keeping Jake the Snake Melksham, your man,
I know, he's been dominating, but he didn't on the weekend.
to just 1 goal and 6 disposals Melksham had for the game. So Jacob Wiedering was all over him, but it was more to do with the fact with Melbourne. They were just very sloppy with ball in hand, and their kicking was shocking. They were switching the ball in defence and turning it over, giving the Carlton forwards a chance to come and spoil the ball, and just their delivery to the likes of Melksham just didn't really suit him. It suited Wiedering more so he had a fantastic game. But again, Stephen May is in some strife, and he was sent straight to the tribunal for his bump on Francis Evans. Boys, how many weeks does he get, and will he feature again this season?
I feel like we can't go a Melbourne game without talking about something stupid Stephen May did.
I know.
What a stupid idiot. Look, he's got to change the way he plays. He's been in the system now for bloody 14 years.
Well, I think it's pretty easy to change the way you play. Just don't
bump
hip and
blokes.
shoulder blokes in the head.
Or just don't play. Get out of the game.
I think it's 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
We chose the bump.
Yeah, I was going to say 5. It was pretty bad. Like, he didn't even try and control his body at all. I think I was talking to Leo before we started the show. He just pretty much squared up on him. If he just went at the ball with his whole body and he sort of got his chest or something like that, and even if he got him high, wouldn't have been anywhere near as bad. He pretty much ran past him and knew that he was going to hit his shoulder. I don't rate that at all, and he's a grub.
And 5 weeks would see him miss the rest of the season. 4 would see him play one more game. But Cozzy Pickett, he was superb as well. Even the losing side, he's still one of the best performers out there on the ground. And it's good to see him strutting his stuff because he finished the game with 23 and 5.
Oh.
He's back to his dazzling best. And boys, I'm proposing this to you. Is he a lock? All Australian forward line, Cozzy Pickett?
Forward pocket, lock him in. Even half forward flank.
I'd put him half forward flank because he pushes up into the midfield. He can do a bit of everything. You got to have him in there. He's been Melbourne's shining light.
Him and Rankin on either side.
That's great.
Imagine that in the same team. Whew.
Yeah.
That would be elite.
I want to see the All Australian team play a game against someone.
I don't.
Against who?
I don't
Against
know.
a team? Maybe the Premiers. The Premiers take on the All-Australian team. That'd be sick.
Why not? That'll be fun.
Why? What's the point of it?
It'd just be fun. You don't like fun?
Someone who was fun actually on Saturday night that we didn't touch on, Ashton Moyer.
Yes,
4 goals.
4 goals. We need to talk about
very
Ashton
good.
Moyer. He was great. 4 goals. And a lot of Blues fans do rate him. So hopefully he can take that next step.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
4 goals. The Blues, they're back according to Leo. The Baggers are
Not
back.
to me.
Maybe not, but they got the job done on Saturday night. There was another game on Saturday night at Optus Stadium. West Coast, Richmond. West Coast, 8 goals, 8, 56. Richmond, 16 goals, 9, 105. Leo, you got a lot of talking points in this game. Here we go.
That's it. I've seen enough. There is another Richmond dynasty coming between 2027 and 2031. Get excited, Tigers fans. I might even get a membership because I'm all in on these Tiger Cubs.
Why not? You've already got memberships for 8 other clubs.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because I'm a cheapskate and I actually don't have a membership for any club. An 8-goal third quarter set it up for the Tigers. And they actually hit the ton for the first time this season. I'll raise the bat, yes. Raise the bat, absolutely. Tim Taranto and Jacob Hopper. They just said a big middle finger to Kane Corns.
They did.
Get stuff. They were so good. They were awesome. 63 disposals, 15 clearances, 5 goals between them.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. And it's just the leaders in this Tigers side. You got Nank, Vost and Broad. The 2 I just mentioned, they set the standard. They drive the standard. For the young guys, for the youngins, and you got Morris Rioli, one of those young guys, played his best game for the club.
Yep.
His chase down is it's the second best chase down this year. The first one's Tom Brown in the last time.
Yeah,
these two
Tigers
sides
chase
met.
downs. Yeah,
That's very true.
But he was putting smothers on left, right, and centre, little hands in. This is what we want to see from him. This is his potential. And I loved his game.
You could see the Jaws music coming through as he was on that chase down.
We
I
should
reckon.
put that over the clip.
It was great.
It was absolutely electric. Question for you, stats guy, and this is where the debate comes into it.
Oh.
Richmond have now jumped North on the ladder. They're in year 1 of a rebuild. North are in year 6.
Yes.
Have they already passed North?
Do we have
In
to
the
talk
rebuild.
about this?
Yes, we do. That's the question.
All right. Have they passed us on the rebuild? Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, okay.
I think we're going to beat them in a few weeks' time. That's my first point. Second point, North already got proven performers. Obviously, you've got a lot of really good young stars at Richmond, but you've got the likes of McKercher, Sheasel, even Foss I'm putting up there has been an awesome the last couple of months. I think proving to be good performers on the big stage. I know the rest of the team at North hasn't been going too well, but I think that's a solid one. And the Roos, they've had a lot of close losses this year, 5 losses by 10 points or less. You got that draw against Brisbane as well. Whereas the Tigers, they haven't been anywhere near as competitive this year. Average losing margin of 48 and haven't had any losses within that 1 to 10 point margin. So I'm leaning towards North. I know I'm being biased, but within the rebuild has taken a lot longer, 6 or 7 years, but I'm leaning towards North. Better well-developed talent so far.
Mate, you're just wrong. All right. Richmond, what they have over North is the experienced guys that I mentioned that drive the standard. And I actually think it's embarrassing for North that I'm already saying this. You've got the likes of Lawler, Houghton, Smiley or Smiley. I don't even know how to say his name.
Definitely Smiley.
Definitely Smiley. There we go. The 2 top 4 picks as well that they're going to get in this year's draft. Wait till these guys have 50 or 60 games under their belt. They're going to skyrocket up. I really like what Uze's doing. And there's even more that I didn't mention. There's Seth Campbell. Jonty Fall looks the goods. Luke Traynor down back. Just give them a bit of time. I think they're skyrocketing. I think they're above you, mate.
We don't know. They're not proven performers, a lot of these guys. But what positive from Tigers, does Uze have aura now? The fact that they're winning games, I reckon he's got a few aura points.
I don't think he does at all. A team that doesn't have aura, though, the West Coast Eagles.
Yeah.
They really let themselves down in that third quarter in such a winnable game for them. But Harley Reid, he's the guy.
He's the man.
He's that dude. He's that guy, pal. Best game for the Eagles, 27 disposals, 2 goals, 6 clearances at 74%. The fact, though, that he's the main dude in that West Coast midfield is
A worry.
is a big worry for Eagles. They need other guys to help take the burden off him because he was brilliant, but he needs other people to go with him.
I thought in particular, I don't want to shout out any players for being bad, but I'm going to do it. But Liam Duggan was pretty poor
Yeah.
Didn't he have 30?
on the weekend. Yeah, but just a lot of his efforts weren't really there. He was turning the ball over a lot.
And that's the captain.
Yeah, and like obviously you got other players who aren't really stepping up, like with the likes of Tim Kelly, whatnot, being dropped every other week.
Yep.
No, absolutely. They got the job done. The Tigers, they won by it's heaps in the end. I can't believe that. And I'm still rattled by the fact that we're comparing them to North Melbourne's rebuild.
I can hear it in the way you're hosting.
I'm just like, oh, crap. Let's quickly go to the next game. Geelong, St Kilda, down at the Cattery is the next one. Geelong, 17 goals, 11, 113. St Kilda, 12 goals, 10, 82. Now, lads, the score doesn't suggest it, but this was a really, really fun game. I thought Saints had some really good fun games lately that we've actually talked about, but they're not getting the job done.
Just keep losing.
Oh no, I don't care about fun games. Do you want to see fun and lose every game, or win games of footy and win flags?
Of course.
Sounds like Bazball.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds like Bazball. Exactly right. For Saints fans, obviously, they want a win. But as a neutral fan, I just really like this game. The Saints' pressure was elite in the first half. They really brought it to the Cats, the tackling pressure especially. But Geelong just kept them at arm's length for the whole game. I felt like this was Wanganeen Miller versus Geelong at times. It was just them against each other because a lot of Saints players really didn't step up. But he was unstoppable. 36 disposals, 2 goals, 10 clearances, 9 score involvements, if you don't mind. Lads, it was his first game he's actually stayed in the midfield for the entire game. He's simply got to stay in there, surely.
He has to. Is the as Ross mentioned a few weeks ago, Andrew McLeod 2.0. He's got to stay in there.
That is I forgot about that one. That's a really good little reference there. And he was actually bog over Bailey Smith and Max Holmes for me. Max Holmes was really solid. Smith was a bit quiet. He wasn't even tagged, but he was really quiet. Max Holmes was really good, but I'm taking Nas every day of the week in this one. Cooper Sharman staying on the Saints. Leo, you don't mind a bit of Cooper Sharman.
Mate, Cooper Sharman, come to Hawthorn.
Comes to Hawthorn. He would do bits at Hawthorn. He has some of the stickiest hands in the competition. He and Mitch Owens were really strong, combined for 4 goals. Now, lads, talking about those young guys, you're combining it with Nas as well. If the Saints keep Nas and they put all these young guys together, can they have a solid future still? What do we think?
I think they can, yeah. They've got plenty of young players that are showing size. You've got the likes of Philippou, Owens, the Viking.
Taru, yes.
There's plenty to look forward to in that St Kilda team. You probably just need to give it another year or 2 of experience before you start really seeing those losses turn to wins.
Yeah, talking about the experience, I was a bit disappointed with the likes of Jack McRae. Jack Steele both had 21 or less disposals. I don't think they're showing that leadership on the field, especially Jack Steele. He should be getting a lot more, and Jack McRae's known for his ball magnet ability, so not happy with that one. Looking at Geelong, the Cats, they look so calm at the Cattery, especially Sean Manor. He had 3 goals, 24 disposals. He and Jezza were just so unselfish. I feel like that's a thing at the Cattery. You got Tomahawk back in the day. He was on the commentary. They used to just handball it over the top or find the best option. You go, Jezza a few times was lining up. I'm going, why is he passing it? You're going for the Coleman. He's still got 5 goals with these. You hardly saw him for the whole game and he still had 5 goals. He's just unbelievable.
That's what he does.
And he's an absolute lock for the Coleman now. I think we were trying to talk up Ben King on the socials, the NRB's social post last week, but Jez is a lock now.
And I really wanted Georgiades to make a run, but he's not.
No, he's not going to make it anymore either. And I just wanted to touch on the second quarter. I know this is a bit random, but we do a goal of the week segment. You can check that out on AFL Today AU socials. The goal of the week segment could just be the second quarter of this game. You had Mano with a shot from the boundary that bounced sideways.
Crazy bounce.
You had Mason Wood with an awesome goal. Jezza just dodged a few players. So if you want to watch highlights of any game, I'd be watching the second quarter of this one because that was really good fun. And to finish off, lads, the Cats, they're back into the top 4. It's just frustrating that there's opposition fans, they always make the top 4.
It's frustrating, but I'm used to it.
We're used to it?
Yeah.
Are we used to it now?
Just lock it in every year.
15 of the last 19 seasons, they've made the top 4 and had the double chance. They just know how to do it.
They just and credit to them. Like that system
Amazing.
is so good.
Well, probably one of the best sporting organisations in Australia, just when you look at it like that, in our lifetime for sure. Geelong, they got the job done at the Cattery, and the Saints, like I said, it was a fun game, but couldn't get the job done there. Hey, Leo, quick question. Do you know what the ASX means?
Do you mean AFLX?
No, mate, the ASX, the Australian Stock Exchange.
Oh, man, I'm absolutely clueless with that stuff.
Well, lucky for you, Stockhead is a free website that gives you everything you need to know about punting stocks on the ASX.
Damn, that sounds pretty good. Where do I check them out?
Check it out via stockhead.com.au, and it's even easy for your little pea-brain to understand.
Damn.
Sunday, fun day at the MCG. Leo loves this one. Collingwood, Freo. Collingwood, 11 goals, 12.78. They lost to Freo at the MCG. Fremantle, 12 goals, 7.79. Game of the round, Makosa.
It was the game of the round. How many times am I going to say this? I always get the game of the round.
I know.
It's some sort of voodoo that we've got going on here.
One of these days I'll get it.
But Collingwood has been involved in quite a few of them this season, but how good was that? It was just, especially that final quarter, it was just end to end.
Like a final.
It was finals like football.
Yep.
Players going hard at the ball. Points making things interesting. Could have been a draw.
Yep.
Very much so at one stage, and looked like it throughout the stages of the game. But it had absolutely everything, including a little sprinkle of controversy as well, which we will touch on later.
Yep.
But first, do we believe in the purple haze?
Of course we bloody do! It's Fremantle, it's Flagmantle, it's the way to go. It's in the song. Listen to the song.
Way to
go. They're going to win the bloody flag.
Oh, he's big on them now.
I don't know about that.
They just beat we said on the Thursday show, they beat Collingwood at the G.
Yeah, but
who's done that this year? Geelong. At the end of list.
He's so excited.
The Collingwood had won 12 of the last 13 at the G.
That's true.
And they did end that record. But how good was Sarong and Nakos in that midfield? That battle was unreal. 37 disposals and a goal for Sarong, 43 disposals and a goal for Nick Dacos. Surely Dacos has secured the Brownlow medal. We talked about Jezza securing the Coleman, but surely now you'd think he'd poll 2, maybe.
Probably 2.
I'm giving him the
game.
one in this
maybe
one. Which we'll see now, my best on ground for the
I
week
think
later.
all awards are locked up and sewed in now. That's,
Even Rising Star?
Rising Star Levi on the weekend was definitely the best.
There's
Rising
someone
Star.
coming up in the later game I'd like to touch on.
But he wasn't as good.
But yes, good point.
Interesting. But Fremantle did their best Collingwood impression. They pulled out their inner Collingwood.
did.
And they came from 22 points behind in that final quarter to go on and win the game by a single point. And it just shows like they've got the grit, they've got the determination to fight and win for these games, which is a great sign. This is what we haven't seen from Fremantle in previous seasons. So now maybe the tide is turning a little bit for Justin Longmuir. But Pat Voss.
Oh, how do we
He's
not
the
talk
man.
chest
out,
Chest
so we talk about him.
out.
You got to
He's
strut
the
like
man
this.
he's built for the big occasion on the MCG. His first ever game at the G. He kicks 6 goals, a 6-goal haul. He averages 6 at the G, the whole of football.
I didn't know he had that in him yet.
I did.
Not, oh, you did.
Oh, mate,
I thought he
I
could
love
kick 3 or
Pat
4.
Voss.
6 at the G.
But this meeting, this time around, was very opposite to the meeting earlier in the season because Freo this time around had 23 fewer inside 50s, but they were more clinical with Collingwood. Collingwood were just going at 36.5% inside 50. Juxtaposed, I know you love that word.
I
boys.
don't know what it means.
Juxtaposed to their 52% average, Collingwood. So they were just a little bit off form. And Liam,
Yes.
there was one man in that midfield. You wanted to see him in the midfield. How'd he go?
Well, he got the job in there. He started in the midfield. Josh Dacos, he was awesome. The best quarter in footy we were talking last week. He started in the midfield, finished with 25 disposals. Didn't have a huge impact. His brother was the main contributor from Collingwood. I still want him to stay in the midfield because I think he can have that real impact. Still had 25 disposals, but I feel like you're the opposite.
You're wrong.
To me. I'm wrong.
You are wrong. You just keep him on the wing. He's an all-Australian wingman.
He can play anywhere.
He will lock that all-Australian wing position down.
Okay.
This
For
year?
many years, possibly this year, for many years to come, I think.
Ooh.
Why not?
We'll see.
But they did lose the game, Collingwood, in the end, but I wouldn't be too disappointed. They did still bring the heat. It was an honourable loss, and they laid an incredible 35 tackles inside 50.
Whew.
The AFL average is around 10. Fremantle only
That's
laid
crazy.
9.
That's crazy.
35 tackles inside 50 is great reading. So, look, Collingwood don't get over the line. Fremantle get the job done. This is more about Fremantle, 100%.
Yeah, it was an awesome game. And lads, do we think the AFL had a look at the dissent rule this weekend or mid-round even? Because we had an incident against Warner for Freo. He pointed to the scoreboard, then Schultz got 50 to the square. So what do we think about that one? And some other soft calls in the Gold Coast game as well. They shouldn't be looking at rules mid-round. I don't know if they did, but it felt like they did.
Well, even if they are, it's a ridiculous rule. I think that at the end of the day, the AFL is instructing umpires incorrectly. And umpires are probably being told if you feel harm, you got to pay the fee. But I don't think umpires would even care about that.
Yeah, he pointed to the screen. Is he allowed to do that?
Yeah,
of course.
Come on, if Fremantle ended up losing this game by a goal, I would have been fuming.
Yeah, they could have called that back to that for sure. All right, Adelaide Oval, the last game. We thought this was going to be the game of the round. It probably wasn't, but it was still exciting. Adelaide, 16 goals, 11, 107. Gold Coast, 6 goals, 10, 46. What the hell, lads? What the hell? You had Collingwood last week, didn't kick a goal in the first half. They taught the Suns what to do. They didn't kick a goal in the first half.
It's like a disease. They pass it on.
They pass it on.
Adelaide next week aren't kicking a goal in the first half.
Maybe we could bet on that. But genuinely, it was such a contrast for the Suns from last week.
Yep.
They beat the Pies, the league-leading Pies, then they didn't kick a goal in the first half. That was just very, very strange. The matchup that we wanted to look at was Mac Andrew versus Phil Thorpe, of course, Mac versus Thriller. It was very feisty. There was a lot of fights out the whole game. The Crows were really getting into Mac Andrew. He had a few little stuff-ups, but I think Thriller got the job done over him in the end. He had 2 goals. And Sam Collins, I think, Leo, you brought up on the Wednesday show that if he was going to be out, he was going to be a huge out. And I think he was. I know that Thriller only got the 2 goals, but the Suns, they just looked undersized, a bit less structured. You got Sam Collins down there. He's usually barking orders and things like that.
The voice of reason.
The voice of reason. He's a bit of a scary man. He's just a presence down
Very
there.
Ned Kelly-like, isn't he?
Very Ned Kelly.
Because of his beard, it would have cancelled out Phil Thorpe's impact.
Yeah.
Oh, beard on beard.
Yes.
Beard on beard. And you had Mac Andrew. I think his temper got the better of him a little bit. He cost a few goals, but again, that was the soft calls that we talked about in the last game. There was one.
He still shouldn't be doing that though.
Yeah.
His temper has cost opponents like goals in games this season.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, absolutely. We talked about Alex Neil-Bullen on the midweek show as well, and he responded to you specifically, Marcus. He saw that you talked him down on the midweek show, and he goes, "I'm just going to have the best game of my career."
he did. I should just call out every player in the competition from now on.
Every
It's happening.
Essendon player.
Yeah, just call out all of Essendon.
Did it again. Did it for Zach Bailey. He turned up the following week. We did it for the Carlton boys, and Cripps has turned
Still
up.
for Essendon.
Oh, we'll get there next week. Wait for the midweek show. I'm going to rip into those boys. But he was great. Yeah, he had 31 disposals and 3 goals.
Crazy.
Look at the form leading into this game. For about a month, he was having about 10, 11, 12 disposals and didn't
0
kick a single goal.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So fair play to A&B. And Joshy Worrell. Leo just absolutely loves this man. Leo, do you think he deserves a few more accolades this year because he had another great game?
Give the man an All-Australian
Yes.
blazer right now. He is my back pocket.
Big call.
I don't think there is anyone better at the moment at stopping the opposition's most dangerous forward or mid-sized forward and then also rebounding. He had 25 disposals today, 11 intercepts, and that's a weekly occurrence for him. He averages 20 touches this year. He's one of the most improved players in the game. Defensively, so bloody strong, but he's no slouch when it comes to rebounding. Get him in the All-Australian side.
I definitely agree on that one. I feel like
big calls here on the show.
there has been a lot of big. Leo's been lifting the big calls, I
thank you,
reckon.
mate.
So fair play.
Appreciate
Talking about defense, it went out the window in the third quarter. It was a very strange quarter. The Suns kicked 5 goals, 5. I think Adelaide kicked 3 goals themselves, and they threatened a comeback. Just a little threatening of a comeback.
What is bro watching?
I just thought they
Adelaide
could have.
Oval went quiet there for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, they were a
but-
little bit nervous, but then the Crows settled towards the end of the quarter with the likes of Tex setting up a few goals, and then they had a strong finish to get the job done. Now, Dan Curtin, he's a guy that I've been talking up a lot lately. He had 20 disposals and a goal. He does it again, the young guy. Definitely, I believe, the second favourite for the Rising Star Award now. Or do we think, lads, he could push Levi Ashcroft for the award? I think it's Levi's to lose, and because he was better on the weekend. But Dan Curtin, 20 and a goal. He's just improving every week.
I think Curtins is the man now. I'm
Really?
He's a
leaning him
little bit
over
of
Ashcroft.
recency bias.
Yeah.
He's had a good year.
He's got a good
and he's had
couple
a
of months.
fantastic end to the season. But Levi, I think he's just been so consistent throughout the season.
Yeah, I'll give you that point, but I just think when Curtin can play multiple positions and he's shown he's had an impact at the back half of the ground, front half, and on a wing. Levi's mainly playing half forward, mid.
Where do you think Curtin's best position will be in his career?
I think he'll turn into a midfielder.
Yeah, I agree, but I think he can have some impact forward. Obviously, he's showing it with some goals lately, so maybe a bit of mid forward.
Potentially the next Jordan Dawson.
Oh, that's a big
Dawn
call.
Dawson's what's like
Protege.
protege.
Protege, there we go. And the last question, this is a big question that I want to finish on. Is it happening again for the Suns? Now, we get to this time of year and everyone goes, the Suns are going to make finals. Oh, Gary Ablett got injured. The Suns are going to make finals. Oh, no, we've crumbled again. The Suns are, oh, no, they didn't make finals. Everyone in the AFL, unless your team's like fighting for finals, wants the Suns to make finals. It'd be a great story. They make the finals for the first time. Are they still going to make the finals? Like they should, but are they a bit nervous around this time of year?
I think it's big nervous. They got Lions next week.
They're having players falling out of form at the wrong time with the likes of Ben
Even though
Long.
they did just beat Collingwood.
They did just beat Collingwood, yes. Like their midfield has been fantastic.
No Took this week as well.
Forward line was a little bit lackluster.
Like left a little
recently.
to be desired.
Yeah.
It can't go on like this.
Yeah, surely.
It can.
Yeah, it can. And the Crows, they're just absolutely flying. They're still in the top
They're
four.
a game off minor premiers.
They're a game off minor premiers.
Where are they now on the ladder, Stas guy?
There we go. What a little segue there. The ladder check. They're third on the ladder. They're absolutely fine. A game off the top is absolutely crazy. Crows fans will be up and about. Actually, let us know in the comments. There's been a lot of Crows fans in the comments lately, so keep them coming. The Pies, they're still first, but now they're only a half a game above Brizzy, so that's a bit of an interesting one there. You've got the Hawks, GWS and Freo all jump the Swans, who are now 8th.
The Suns, not the Swans.
Oh, the Swans. Why did I say Suns?
The Swans are in there.
Swans are in there as well. The Dogs are 9th with a strong percentage, but a game out. Leo still thinks, I think they're going to push up because of their strong
I
percentage.
think it's them or Hawthorn for that last spot, in my opinion.
Yep, and then you got the Swans 10th, 2 games and a heap of percentage out. I don't think they're gonna be able to make it. Unfortunately for Swans fans here.
But you're telling me there's a chance.
Of course, there's a chance. And then, yeah, as we said, Crows fans get up and about. Tipping results. Now, we all had the same tips. We're a bit boring during the midweek, so we all got a solid
You got
6.
the Devil's number.
666.
666.
Yeah, that's a bit
Ooh.
creepy.
A little bit creepy. Yeah.
Touch
Yeah.
it.
Good call. Collingwood, Melbourne, and West Coast let us down. I was going to say Richmond, but Richmond would never let me down.
Yeah, well, he's talking about Richmond like he tipped him, but you definitely didn't tip him. Lock results. We don't have to do lock results.
Yeah, let's get through it.
I'll say my one first because I didn't get it. Cadman, how did you only get 1 goal against Essendon? How did you only get 1 goal against Essendon? He's averaging like 5 goals lately. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Come
mate.
on.
He just saw that you put him as his lock and he just didn't want to perform.
No, he didn't want to perform. Leo, the Cats win. Yeah, that's
mate.
a good lock.
Easy.
Against the Saints. And then GWS win over the Bombers. That was an easy lock as well.
I'm doing Dogs win this week, by the way, locking that one in.
Who they got?
Bombers.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we just talked about that. All right, big call results. We'll start off with Leo and I because we've got some big news after that. Leo, your one.
I got so close. Tom Green, 35 touches, and he got 30. So close.
Oh, so he actually was on track, wasn't he?
He was for a little
He was
bit.
on track. I had the Wizard for 15 and 3 goals. He had 13 and 1. It's close.
Just give up, bro. Give up.
Oh, I thought in the wet weather as well. I was like, oh, here we go. He didn't do that much,
He didn't.
unfortunately. I've talked him up a lot this year. He's had a solid
Still
year.
all Australian?
Definitely not all Australian. I wish he was. And we'll finish off with the big one. Get the party poppers out. Let him.
He's done it.
He's done it.
Yes.
He's got a big
I'm off
call.
the mark.
What did you get
I'm
here?
off the mark.
Put a
Sorry,
cra-
just putting the crown on me.
Putting the crown on.
I should do some more off-the-cuff big calls. I went off the cuff in the show. I said Liam McAllion, debutant for the Bombers, to have 2+ goals, and Tom Green to go bananas. Almost break the clearance record, but I said 15+. So 15+ clearances for Tom Green.
Oh.
Liam McAllion, 2+ goals. Tick, 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 tick.
That is awesome.
Well done.
Well done.
I'm
We
so
got a
proud
big
of
call.
you.
Come on.
I think the belief of big calls,
boy.
the fact that he can get a big call, the belief for everyone else is back.
Yeah.
Is it?
I think
He
it's
just said-
when you get a big call, that's when the belief
Yeah.
comes.
He just said good boy, which sort of downgrades my excitement
I
for
said
this
good
big
boy,
call,
good job.
correct?
Yeah, he needs to chill over there. Let's see if he can do it in the next segment. Best on ground of the week. Leo, this is your one. Anything controversial here?
I'm not going to chill. We're talking about the best players of the round here. First vote.
Yes.
C. Sarong, 37 on a goal, and when the game was there to be won, he was the man to do it for Freo. 2 votes. P. Pony Club.
Oh.
Pat Voss
Pat
Pony Club. I kind
Voss,
of stuffed that.
really?
Prancing Pony Club. Mate, really?
no, I
It's
like
Patrick
that.
Buddy Voss. Hope he gives you some fisties and chesties after that, saying really to that. 6 goals for the Prancing Pony, and he played Darcy Moore to perfection. He was coming out on the lead to Darcy, and Moore's like, I'm used to getting the ball back here. My opponent's leading up. What, I got to cover that? What? You're telling me I got to defend? No, that's a bit harsh. Darcy Moore's a great player. 3 votes. It's one man. It's the Heen man. I'm not
Yes.
even going to say Heen. It's the Heen man.
Heen man.
Reminded everyone.
Himney.
Himney. Isaac Himney.
Himney.
Don't mind that.
The chimney. Reminded everyone what he can do. 5 goals, 34 disposals, 11. What was it? 13 clearance. This is just he's ridiculous. I don't even know his stats anymore.
His stats are so big that Leo's lost. That's
I've lost it, but they are my votes for the weekend.
Any honourable mentions?
I think Nas has to get an honourable. He was
Nas,
literally the whole
Cozzy.
team.
Nakos, Cozzy, probably the 3.
Yeah, fair. And a few of those guys got the win. So you had 2 Freo plays in there.
Yeah,
There we
they got
go.
the win.
There we go.
I want to preference players winning.
Okay.
Yep.
No, fair.
I'm talking about winning.
There we go. Best team of the round. This one is our most controversial segment of the show. That's why we saved the best till last. Marcus.
They've done it again, boys.
Richmond?
They've done it again.
Richmond?
1 vote to the R Tigers.
Yes!
This time they win the game to feature in these votes. Last time they featured, they didn't even end up winning that game. But they got it done. They got the job done, and they did it in style. Because Optus Stadium is a hard place to go, and
For a young side.
for a young side, we're expecting West Coast to put up a decent fight. And now for the 2 votes.
Oh,
The Adelaide Crom.
They smoked
They
them.
get the 2 votes, smoking the Suns. So it turned out, was it 70-0 at one point?
Yes, sort of. Yeah.
Jeez, it was looking like the table tennis table score outside.
Oh,
just
bang.
here. But and then the 3 votes can't go to anyone else but the E Bombers. No, it's the Fremantle Dockers, of course.
F flag mantle for you.
Flag mantle, yes.
Flag mantle get the votes. Beaten what looked to be possibly the minor premiers, the premiership favourites.
Yep.
At the Coliseum of Football, the MCG proved a lot of doubters wrong.
Yep. No, that is the first time I reckon that we've all agreed on your best team of the round. So fair play to you. Well done to you there. Let us know in the comments about Leo's calls and Marcus's calls in those segments there. All right, that'll do us for the AFL Today Show. Thank God for that. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you subscribe to AFL Today on YouTube and follow us on X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for more footy content all season long. Subscribe, star, and like all of our shows on your podcast apps. That's Cricket Today, AFLW Today, Hold All Tickets, True Bloods, Honest Beers, and Footy Form Guide. Thank you so much to Gerald putting up with myself and these boys on the couch behind the camera. Thank you very much, Leo.
Flag mantle, baby. Let's go.
There we go. Thank you, Marcus.
Come on, Bombers, do something.
Do something.
Tune in for the midweek when I get in, you boys.
Yeah.
I've done it again.
What are you doing?
I don't know what the hell are you talking about over there. We'll catch you Wednesday for the midweek show. We'll catch you then on AFL Today.